Alright, 2 months later with the OnePlus NORD 2T, let's go. Yes, what's going on, people? It's your boy Jamo, you're here on Tech Jamo, and we're looking at a little long-term review of the OnePlus NORD 2T. Now, big up OnePlus and their kind of reviewer lab program, which enabled me to get my hands on this handset in the first place, fam. You can find my first review for the OnePlus NORD 2T in the links in the description section below. But let's get straight into the thing, yeah? Cool quality. I have to start with cool quality because every time I do a long-term review for a phone, somehow I forget to review the thing that makes it a phone in the first place. Do you understand? Now, loudspeaker, we're all good to go. And I'm going to talk about the loudspeaker first because the Galaxy Z Fold 3 that man had earlier on in the year, a £1,800 phone, had the worst loudspeaker experience I've ever had in my life. Literally, if you put that phone on loudspeaker and you're in a call and you put that phone on the table and you're in the same room, the person on the other end is not hearing anything you're saying. They're going to be like, huh? What? They're not going to hear anything. And I found that consistently with the Galaxy Z Fold 3. Now, this being a phone that is sub £500 has a solid loudspeaker experience, a solid earpiece experience. Anyway, you're communicating with someone on this phone, be it video call, the microphones are good to go. Whether you're in loudspeaker or you've got the phone in front of your face, you can be heard. There's no, what did you say? There's no confirmation like that, you understand? Now, briefly into design. Yeah, like I said before, I do like the design of the phone. It is very OnePlus, with the little OnePlus logo in the middle. The only thing I really don't like is the way they've done the camera bump situation. Like, they've got two kind of partitions here. One has your main sensor, which kind of looks okay, but the second part has your ultra wide and your time of depth or depth of whatever sensor it's called. It's just asymmetrical, cuz it just looks messy. I don't know why they've done that, but it is what it is, so that they can say that there's a triple camera setup. You already know the vibes, innit? Another thing that I love, and I feel like I can't live without, even going over to the Nothing phone, is the fact that it's got the alert slider here, yeah? When you're going into the meeting, boop, you're on silent mode, boop, you're on vibrate mode, you understand? Now, even speaking of unlocking the phone, the in-screen fingerprint sensor, okay, it just pardoned me there and said it wasn't recognized, but trust me, it does its job, innit? I've never been touching the fingerprint sensor and thinking, yeah, this phone is dead. Apart from if you're obviously wearing gloves or your hands are wet kind of thing, which the side capacitive fingerprint sensors, I feel they just remain undefeated for that like 100% success rate. Now, screen, how is the screen holding up? The screen looks decent now. It's AMOLED, so you know you're gonna get them deep rich blacks, them deep rich whites, and you're getting all of that color, fam. Man even took a picture of my yellow keyboard because the screen just looks so nice, especially when it's AMOLED and all that saturation. Now, it only goes up to 90 hertz, and although, you know, it's not the 120 hertz, it's not quite the 144 hertz that you're expecting on a gaming phone, this is not a gaming phone. The 90 hertz is smooth. That's all I can ask for. I don't want to be seeing 120 hertz and the phone is not optimized properly to display apps at 120 hertz. Like, I've seen phones with bare hertz, but it's a choppy experience, you understand? I can tell you as a fact that the 90 hertz here is actually smooth. The 60 hertz, it's not as smooth as other 60 hertz phones, but it is what it is when you're doing a little bit of Instagram and Twitter, and for the most of the case, you're not going to complain. Now, battery life and charging. First of all, charging, yeah, it just wins hands down. Any phone that I have reviewed ever, I think this is the fastest charging phone. Now, I know they've split the battery cells into two parts, and is it 65 watt charging? I don't even know. I think it's 80 watt charging, fam. This thing will charge in 32 minutes maximum. Yeah, 0 to 100% man's talking. So it's a case of, I don't really care what percentage I'm at on this phone. If I'm going out, I'll literally plug the phone in, jump in the shower, jump out the shower, I'm near enough 90%. You understand? It's just not rocket science at all. And the battery life, I'm getting solid 7 hours plus if I got the ting at 90 hertz with bare notifications going. If I lock off some notifications, get rid of them nonsense Instagram notifications, get rid of them nonsense Twitter notifications, and I put the screen down to 60 hertz, man can get 8 hours plus, 9 hours plus. You know, you're looking at 10 hours battery life with heavy usage as well, me using the camera all day. And yo, that's a champion in a phone that is so small in the first place. Now, sound is decent as well. It's got stereo speakers, but it's got the kind of 50%, 30% stereo speaker where you got 50% of the sound coming out here and like 30% less sound coming out the top, basically. It's not like the ROG Phone 2 or other phones that have front-facing speakers, both as equally as loud as each other, and they're giving you that big massive sound, kind of like the HTC One M7 way back in the day, or the HTC One M8, fam. You know them HTC things, the big boy speakers, that boom sound. Now, performance has been calm. Like, obviously on this phone, I know it's not a gaming phone, but with the what is the thing called, cuz? MediaTek, fam. With the MediaTek thing that's going on in here, I'm not gonna lie, it's pushing frames per second. Now, I've done a little 2-2 gaming on it, but I want to talk about the performance of your everyday app life, yeah? You're doing Instagram, you're jumping to Twitter, you're jumping to your emails, your Outlook emails, you're doing a little bit of web browsing, and links are passing you to and from WhatsApp, YouTube. Doing all of that, yeah? The phone powers through it. I've never really had any slowdown, and that's even from wake up as well. I know that there are some phones that if it's in a sleep state and you wake it up and you try and do something straight away, the phone has to kind of wake itself up and get ready before it starts switching apps and thing. But this phone seems like it's always ready, and that's unfortunately something I can't say about the Nothing Phone 1. Ah yes, and last but not least, the camera in it. Now, for what the camera does do, it does it very well, and I think we have Oppo to thank here, because a lot of the features that I've seen from the Oppo cameras have been trickled down here. Like having portrait video at this kind of price point, you know, the kind of background blur that you're getting from here as well, but they kind of done an AI version of it. It's quite decent. It's only at 1080p, 30 frames per second, but it gets you what you need to get out of the phone kind of thing. Ultra wide lens, everything else unfortunately is all capped at 1080p 30, whereas the normal wide lens, you can get a little tiny bits of 4K 30 out of it, and that's it. Same situation with the front facing camera. You could technically use 1080p 30 for YouTube and stuff like that, and then you've got the preview of the screen and thing, but you know, you might want a bit of 4K. Even 60 frames per second is all I'm asking for on the front facing camera, but we don't get that with the OnePlus NORD 2T. Now for pictures, yeah, it's not bad. Like, I don't really use my phone for pictures that much. I don't do much selfies, but I do take food pics, and the food pics be food picking. I'm probably doing some B-roll of the food pics right now. Make sure you follow my food Instagram, by the way. But yeah, all in all, 2 months down the line, it's been an okay phone for me to daily drive. I've not been mad at it at all. And in fact, switching from this to my now Nothing Phone 1, which I'm testing at the moment, there's a couple things I'm missing, fam. The alert slider being one of them, that smooth scrolling experience on Twitter being one of them, and that wake up from sleep being one of them. Like, I'm not gonna cuss out the Nothing Phone just yet in this video. We're gonna leave another video for that, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little comparison soon, because there's something that this has got. There's this little bit of OnePlus magic that this has got, and the Nothing Phone is not about it. Anyway, you done know the done know. I'm out.